What's up, y'all? I've got the GOAT buffs and changes for Goodra, who really, really needed them. Even Sliggoo is awesome as usual for pseudo legendaries in this hack. The middle form is at least, and not it's not always equal. For example, like Pupitar is a little bit harder to justify, but still viable. But all of the pre-evolutions or mid-evolutions for pseudos are viable. So not just Goodra, but Sliggoo got some awesome buffs as well. Man, I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll start with the type combination because I know a lot of people want Dragon Water Goodra. Poison is much more fitting in my opinion, and it's also significantly better and more unique in this hack because there's a good amount of dragon water types, and dragon poison there's only 2 to 3. I've yet to make up my mind about another one, but there is Dragaugi and then there's Goodra, and it's such an awesome type combo. Not to mention buffed Black Sludge makes poison types so much better. Black Sludge heals by 12% now as opposed to 6%, I believe is what it used to be. So, or the same as leftovers. It should be 6%, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully I'm not talking on my ass. Maybe 8%. I don't. I know the one. It's a 1 in 8. 1 in 8 as opposed to 1 in 16. Yeah. Okay. So Black Sludge, awesome item on Goodra. Sliggoo, great with the Violite, and also all types of other items in game are great on Goodra and Sliggoo before you get a Violite. Not to mention you may have another Violite Pokemon on your team at that point, so you might want to run non-Violite Sliggoo because it's still really bulky without it. With a Violite, yes, Sliggoo is bulkier. Does that make it better than Goodra? No, not at all. Goodra can hold Black Sludge, heal 12% of its HP per turn, 24% if you're running Protect, and it also has all the same. It has more moves rather than Sliggoo does. It has a much better physical move pool than Sliggoo does, and it gets fire moves while Sliggoo does not. And of course, that item freedom is really important in a hard, difficult ROM hack like this. You're going to want to be able to customize your items a lot. That Black Sludge is already clutch, let alone other stuff. Also, if this is not obvious, this is not your average run-of-the-mill ROM hack. There are tons of new crazy buffs and changes for every single Pokemon. There are new pseudo-legendaries. There's 600 plus move buffs and changes. So if you're a new viewer and you're just clicking on this video, check out that Google Sheet in the description. I highly recommend you do that. And if you're just a regular viewer who has yet to do so, or hasn't done it super in depth, definitely give that an in-depth look, especially that move sheet. But yeah, Goodra, absolute goat. Sliggoo, absolute goat. I did give them strength step as well. Pretty relatively widespread move in the hack like this. Of course, crit moves will still bypass the attack drop, but it also just heals a shitload. Sliggoo actually benefits more from Strength Sap because of its lower base HP, while Goodra would benefit more from something like Recover. I wanted to give them Rehydrate, which is the exact same thing, but Water type, but I figured people don't fucking read, and so I may as well just give it Recover. Same thing. Literally identical moves, so I don't see why not. Also, I didn't address this yet, so not only do they have Regenerator, which is obviously amazing and very, very fitting for these snail dragons. They're known for regenerating themselves, and they learn moves like Giga Drain, and they don't learn Giga Drain actually, weirdly enough, but they do learn Mega Drain and Absorb by level up, which is all the logic I really need for Strength Step. I think it just fits their vibe, and it's just an awesome tool for them. God, they're so good. They went from because they were by far, almost objectively speaking, the worst pseudo legendary in terms of like in game. In battle. In game, I don't know if they're the worst actually, because the later evolution ones are probably the worst. But regardless, I just love these buffs. Yeah, like I said, Sliggoo is bulkier. It also only has 10 less special attack than Goodra, so like I personally like Sliggoo way more than Goodra because I like Sliggoo's eyes. I don't like Goodra I don't like how Goodra has the cartoony anime eyes. I think Sliggoo and Gumi are way more charming with their like blind little green spots for eyes. I think those are way cooler. But I still like Goodra a lot, and Goodra is definitely worth using with that 115 HP, 80 defense, 150 SPDF, and that buffed Black Sludge. It's definitely worth using over Sliggoo. I would not say Sliggoo was objectively better, but it is bulkier. That doesn't mean everything though in this hack. Not to mention all the coverage moves you're losing out on the physical side are pretty important. But yeah, beautiful utility moves of all different kinds. They have priority moves. I didn't address Liquid Veil yet. Yeah, I need to focus up. So I'm just a little bit excited about this one because I don't even like Goodra that much, but the buffs are just so sick for them. Liquid Veil. Hopefully you're familiar with what that does by now, but if you're a new viewer, I don't want to alienate you. You can also just check out the Google Sheet in the description and check out what all the new abilities do and all the other Pokemon who get them. But Liquid Veil is essentially it's basically a water type in this regard. It doubles it's water bubble, okay? So it doubles the power of Goodra's water type moves in Sliggoo, and that is incredibly powerful coming off of 100 and 110 offenses with a very good array of water moves. So you have priority with Bubble Shot, you got Bubble Barrage, earlier on you got Water Pulse. Water Pulse drops the attack and special attack by 1, same as Breaking Swipe, which is also great on Goodra, by the way, when it evolves. That's really good on bulkier sets. I mean, they're all bulky. I did have to lower its speed because the stats do have to come from somewhere. Also, I don't think being fast, 80 base speed feels way too high for Goodra in my opinion. Oh no, you can't Dragon Dance anymore. It's worse. It's a worse Pokemon. I'm kidding. Man, it's just so good. there's so many things to cover here. I don't even really know where to start. Regenerator Parting Shot is beautiful. Parting Shot I've been very generous with. Honestly, in this case, it doesn't fit that well, even loosely, but every fucking Pokemon in the game learned Confide by TM in the past, which is like the same concept almost. Not to mention this Regenerator. Like, of course, I'm going to give a Parting Shot. This is my hack. At the end of the day, I can do what I want. And I can see Goodra getting angry and like Sliggoo a little bit less with Parting Shot, but who cares? It's cool. Liquid Veil, awesome ability, very, very powerful. It doubles the power, so it essentially it trumps your stab by a lot, by a significant margin. So yeah, Liquid Veil, you can switch that on. You also get a 4 times to Fire, which is useful for certain fights, and you also get an Immediate Burn, which is useful for some fights. But most importantly, you got that giant nuke with those water type moves. You have powerful base power water type moves with later game. Oh, I realized Hydro Pump is listed twice. We can just put an X here to space that out properly. But yeah, it's so strong with Liquid Veil, and the beautiful thing is you have infinite usability capsules. So if you are new here and you don't notice by now, every Pokemon is balanced to have 2 viable abilities that they can switch between with an infinite usability capsule. And in this case, you're running Regenerator probably a good amount of the time. But on those off chances where you need that 4 times fire resist, that burn immunity, and most importantly, that giant water type nuke, you can easily just tack it on. You can go to the TM. So you can go to your TMs and go to your the beach tutors and teach Liquidation or Aqua Tail or Hydro Pump or Surf or Scald or Water Pulse, depending on what point in the game you're at. And then of course you have Bubble Barrage, Bubble Shot, and Muddy Water by level up. Muddy Water and Mud Bomb are 110 base power, 90% accurate, and they always drop speed by 1. Same with Sludge Wave, so those 3 are great moves for Goodra. It's got all types of buffed moves and changes, so you can honestly just check what those out, do in the description, because I don't have enough time. Okay, no, I said that right. I was going to correct myself, but yeah. I don't have enough time in all these videos to cover every single move buff and change, but there's a lot of awesome ones for Goodra. Seriously, like, a lot of these are really important. The priority moves, like I said, Bubble Shot, Sludge Shot, and Twister are priority moves, so those are nice to have. Not staples, especially on a Goodra. You're going to want a lot of different moves. Acid Spray is really great. Toxic is great with Strength Sap on Sliggoo. Acid Spray is really good because it's 50 base power and it drops special defense by 4. Spew Out is the same effect, but it's 100 base power to 300 base power, depending how many stockpiles you have set up. So essentially, after 1 stockpile, you get a 100 base power Poison Stab for pretty early on in the game. That also lowers Spadef by 4, so that's really great. And then you have Priority Swallow, which is awesome. Priority Swallow essentially means that, also I buffed it. So basically, if you click stockpile once and then do whatever the fuck else for all those turns, Toxic, oh man, dude, Toxic, Black Sludge, that's so good, absolutely ridiculous. And by the way, if it wasn't obvious, none of the buffs and changes in this hack are intended for competitive play whatsoever. In-game is a totally different ballpark. You can get away with a lot of quote-unquote broken things because at the end of the day, it's like kind of like almost, it's hard to explain how exactly. I'll probably do it in a video one day, but it's not the same thing, all right? You're playing against AI, and the game will be challenging, trust me. Not unfairly so, it will be rewarding, but it won't be like free just because everything's broken, because keep in mind the AI can use those against you as well. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful options. That Priority Swallow is awesome. It heals you by 100%, so you can stockpile, and then even just once, you can stockpile just once and then swallow to heal up to full. Let's say 3 turns later when you're on red HP, you can swallow, because there is no such thing as healing items in this game. You have to use moves to heal. But yeah, Strength Up at 50 outclasses both Swallow and Recover. Maybe technically there's some situations where Recover is better on Goodra, but on Sliggoo, Strength Sap is basically always going to be better. Unless it's like I don't know, I forget if grass types are immune to Strength Sap. I'm too lazy to check. I don't know if it works like Leech Seed, but I know some Pokemon are immune to Strength Sap, so that could hinder you. But in general, it's not a big deal. Scum Shot is a good move for like totems. Toxic is obviously great. Flare Smog is great for totems. Counter is great for totems, and also just to have in general. Maybe not like staple moves or anything, but they're solid. Like I said, that regen Parting Shot is huge. It's got so many awesome tools to work with. It's got powerful stab moves. Not only does it have those, Gunk Shot is the same thing, same power and accuracy as Sludge Wave that I said earlier. Not only do you have that, but you also have other, more reliable stab moves that are arguably better in a lot of cases. Dragon Breath is Dragon type Scald, for example. Dragon Pulse is 100 base power, 30% chance to paralyze. All types of crazy move buffs and changes, so check those out in the description. But Acid Armor is awesome. Acid Armor gives you +3 defense. That's huge. Dragon Rush is Dragon type Close Combat, which is really cool for Regenerator. Draco Meteor plus Regenerator is awesome because what you can do is you can get off that big nuke, 150 base power move, and then switch out and heal up. I love that. And man, that Black Sludge Goodra, it's fucking crazy. Don't get it twisted. It's crazy, but its defense is still lackluster. It'll still get, it has semi-common weaknesses. It's not like I will say Dragon Poison has awesome resists, so if you go to, I don't know, Dragalgi, you have awesome resistances. You resist so many things. So Grass 4 times, with Liquid Veil you resist Fire 4 times, and then you have a resistance to Water, Electric, Fighting, Poison, and Bug. Bug being a great resist in this hack especially. You're not weak to Fairy, you're only weak to Ground, Ice, Dragon, and Psychic. So that's only 4 weaknesses, only 2 times. Very, very good typing. Significantly better than Water Dragon in my opinion. You do get more resists out of Water Dragon Poison in exchange for more weaknesses, but of course that Black Sludge is the main reason. Also Liquid Veil. I really like giving it Liquid Veil because it's kind of like, it should satisfy anybody who wanted Water type Goodra, that's for sure, because your Water type moves are incredibly powerful, and then you do get that 4 times fire resist and the burn immunity. So yeah, these buffs and changes are sick. I don't really know what else to say. I could cover a bunch more things, but I think I'll probably just try to wrap it up here. As always, pseudos are balanced to evolve at 25 and 45. It evolves with a gem, so you don't get pestered every level by trying to evolve with Sliggoo if you're running a Violet. I know I'll be running a Violet Sliggoo for as long as possible because I prefer Sliggoo's design, but again, that Black Sludge Goodra is definitely worth using over Sliggoo for a lot of situations. Not to mention, you know, Assaultless Goodra is still great. Even just like a simple Shuka Berry, Liquid Veil, you live in Earthquake, and then you know, Aqua Tail or whatever them back. Like that type of thing is also great for in-game because again, it's in-game. You're balancing this around AI, you're balancing it around boss fights. You're tailoring your movesets for boss fights. Your EV spreads are easily customizable in this hack as well. Not only can you switch abilities and TMs and tutors, but you can switch around your EV spreads as well, which is also great for mixed attackers like Goodra. Fun fact, I wanted to make it 110 attack, but I didn't have enough points. And there's nowhere else to take points from because I do want that big fat HP stat because I do try to base HP more on the size of the Pokemon now. And Goodra is a big fat dragon, so 115 HP fits very well in my opinion. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful buffs for these guys. Super, super sick. Thank you so much for listening. Again, I really do encourage you to check out that Google Sheet in the description. Look at all the other Pokemon. My videos aren't enough. They're not going to be enough to understand how the Pokemon function. I really do recommend you just check out the Google Sheet and see what all the new moves do. Yeah, thanks so much for your time, everybody. Hopefully this was, you know, the Goodra fans out there. Hopefully you're happy with this. I know I am. I wasn't even a Goodra fan before. Now I guess I kind of am. I don't know. Yeah. Bye, everybody.